Hi, book lovers. It's Lady Lauren Explore, and today is our September TBR wrap up. And I'm gonna do a little different. I did it a little different. That's what I meant to say. I decided that since I knew that I was going to be reading those 4 books and adding more books into the equation, I was going to, just as I finished reading them, do a review and then just put it together. Like just smash it all together. So there'll be days when I'm wearing something different. That's because I just finished the book and I'm just going to tell you of what I thought about the book. Until we get to the end of September. So stay tuned to see all the books that I read in the month of September. Okay, guys. So I guess I should give with the first book I read, which was The Quiet Ones. I'm going to insert the picture because it wasn't a 5-star book. So I gave it away. That The Quiet One should have came with trigger warnings. It was a 3-star for me. I love the storyline. I just hated the execution of the story. And the story is, this is about 2 Black siblings who are girls who get separated when they were 10 and 12. Mallory's 10 and Liz's 12 because their mother gets murdered by her crazy ex-boyfriend. And this is 25 years later. Mallory's looking for Liz, and then we find out that Liz has a daughter who's on the genealogy site, and Liz's daughter wants to meet up with Mallory. Long story short, we find out that there's something going on in the place that Tabitha, who's Liz's daughter, is living, called the Sanctuary. Mallory, who is a Atlanta Times journalist, wants to find out how come Liz didn't show up with Tabitha. So she goes to the Sanctuary, and a lot of things happen there. It was okay. The ending was really unrealistic. It was like one of those movie endings because it was just really unrealistic. Yeah. So that was a 3 for me. The next one is Automatic Reload by Fritz Steinmetz. This book was a 5-star for me. It's guns blazing, blood, a lot of like bullets, cyborgs, and love. Yeah, I actually don't know the demographic for this, but when I was reading the book, it sounds more action-packed, and the romance it slowly happened over a course of like days, I think. But it's really, really good and more believable because like it's trauma bonding. So I'll talk about this. We have Matt, who this isn't his point of view. He is a body hacker, which means that his body is more cyborg than human. He has both his arms amputated to fit cyborg technology, and then both his legs. And then everything else is just him. So he gets on a mission to guard this truck. And in this truck, there is Sylvia. We find out that something's not right with Sylvia. And during this whole entire story, we get what's been going on, and these 2 have to save a lot of people. The twist in the end was crazy. I wasn't actually thinking of that, actually. When I was reading it, I knew that there had to be something going on, but the twist I didn't actually see coming. I was just like, what? Really? I'm mad. I'm not with you, Matt. I'm mad. But yeah, it was really good. I love this. I wish there was a second one. Like, I really do. Because I want to know their storyline. So cute. So cute. But yes, this one was good. The next book that was on my mandatory September TBR list was Kevin Kwan's Crazy Rich Asians. And everyone knows what this book is about. Which is just like, it's Rachel and Nick going to the Thailand. No, not Thailand. Going to Singapore to spend a whole summer with his family. And we also find out that, like, he's loaded. And Rachel didn't know that. And so this is her getting into what it's like to be with a whole bunch of crazy rich Asians. And her being super humble. This is told in a multi POVs. So sometimes we get Nick, sometimes we get Rachel, sometimes we get his cousin, sometimes we get Michael, which is his cousin's husband, and we get Nick's mother. Ugh. But I like this because when it's told in multiple POVs, it gives me more logic of what they're thinking. Even if I hate what they're thinking, Eleanor. But I did like it. I gave it 4 stars on Goodreads. It was good. I am not going to keep it though because I'm only keeping 5 stars. Plus, I like the movie better than the book. Even though the ending of this book made me feel really unresolved. I have the complete series, so I'm going to read the next one in the series, and hopefully that unresolvedness comes in. But until then, this is a 4. Last but not least on my mandatory September TBR list was Kenny T. Ryan's Long Shot. This definitely should have came with a trigger warning because this has rape and abuse mentally and physically. This was crazy. I gave this a 4, I think, on Goodreads, mainly because I wasn't crazy about the storyline. This is told in 2 points of views. One is Iris, who is a girlfriend of an NBA player named Caleb. And the other one is August, who is an NBA player, who is Caleb's rival. So we get into it when August and Iris meet up at a bar, and August doesn't know Iris. Iris knows August, and they're just talking about basketball, and he feels this intense connection with her, but she says that she has a boyfriend, so there's nothing they can do. And then we find out that her boyfriend is Caleb. Caleb is a piece of... Anyways, this is their forbidden love story. I wasn't too happy about the storyline, mainly because of how graphic the trigger warnings are. They're super graphic. Well, the ones that she talks about in the book. They are super graphic. I was really uncomfortable, but this is a good book. I'm just not going to read it again, mainly because of the trigger warnings. This is a thick book too. But I read it in one sitting at night. I think it took me maybe 2 hours. It's still good though. That's all I can say before. I don't want to ruin the book for anyone, but I mean, if you guys want me to talk about it, I will. I might even make a second video for this one because this one I can see happening to anyone. Whether it's a basketball player or celebrities, a boyfriend or girlfriend, whether it's just a normal person in a relationship that's horrible. This can happen to anyone. And I think that the what Iris did to get out of the situation is more believable. The ending was just the drama ending. I didn't like that. I was just like, that's so unrealistic. Like, really? I mean, I've seen some of this happen in real life when it comes to football players, girlfriends or wives, and that ending, no. Okay. But besides that ending, the drama ending, it was good. I think I gave it like 4 stars. So if you want to pick it up, go ahead. But again, the trigger warnings are rape, abuse, physically and mentally. So keep that in mind. So we're gonna go to future me to talk about all the other books that I've read in the month of September. See you in the future. Hi, it's future Lauren. And okay, so new day, and my next book for my September wrap up is If I Never Met You. Oh my gosh. I gave this book a 5-star. Okay, so this is about Lori and Jamie. Lori has been in a relationship for 18 years with her high school sweetheart, Dan. Then one day out of the blue, Dan just like tells her, hey, you know how you're going off the pill in a month to have kids? I don't want to do that. Then she's like, okay, is it too soon? Are you getting cold feet? Do you want to wait some years? And he's like, no, I don't want this. And she realizes like he meant like the relationship anymore. Long story short, he had an emotional affair with her with another coworker at their law firm, because they work in a law firm, and she's pregnant. So she decides that she wants to get revenge on him, make him super jealous by dating the office playboy. His name is Jamie, who handsome from like the reading. So her and Jamie concoct this whole story because Jamie needs to have a steady girlfriend to get partner at their law firm. And so they do. So it's this fake relationship that leads into a real relationship. And there's like a whole bunch of stuff in between. And it gives me life. I love this. This is a good reread. There is like not even steamy parts, and I loved it. This is a great 5-star romance. Greatness. So again, check out Future Me. So another day, another Future Me. And today we're going to talk about, like I just finished today, and that's EXO Alex Rod's. I think that's how you spell her name, Alex Rod. Her book called The Girl with Stars in Her Eyes. And when I tell you this is a 5-star book, it is. It's so good. So let me just get into it so I can do a quick wrap up. This book is about our heroine. Her name is Tony. And I think it's Anietta, but she calls herself Tony. And she is a rising songwriter. Well, not songwriter, songstress who plays the guitar. She had a love interest when she was younger named Sebastian, who also helped her find herself. And something tragic happens, which is him going away and leaving her behind. Now the story starts 8 years later when they meet again on a happenstance. And the love kind of rekindles again. But first there's pain. A lot of pain. So this is her story, because it's told in both their point of views. So you see Sebastian and how he's struggling with what's going on in her and her struggle of what's about to happen to her. But that's what's at the point. So the main premise of this is she does an audition for a girl group that Sebastian manages. And we really start to see the kinks in their relationship of him trying to explain why he left her and her trying to get over that he left her and them working together and all the trials that come into this. It's a lot. There's some drama. Some drama. There's one person in this book that I really hate, but this book is so good. And she's a thick one. She's super thick. And I loved every last page. Read it in one day, and it was a great one. So, let's go on to another future me. Okay, future me here. I'm in my night clothes. It's nighttime, and I had to DNF this book. It's listed by Raven Lanani, I think. And this is about a young Black woman who gets in a relationship with an older white male who has an open marriage. And she something happens. No. She gets evicted from her place and is almost about to lose her job. So the wife of her lover asked her to move in. It just so happens that they also just adopted a little Black girl. Wow. But I couldn't even get that far. This was too jarring for me. I don't like this book. I don't like any of the characters. None of the characters are likable. Not one. I mean, I guess the kid is likable, but I didn't even get to see the kid. I stopped at page 55. This was 220. This was supposed to be a nice, quick read. I can get it out with maybe an hour, but I just could not do this book. And I'm sorry. I'm hoping that I can find another book by this author. It's just this book is just not for me. So it's bye-bye for this. Again, say hello to future me. Okay, so hi. It's the same day. Same night, I mean. I just finished another book. Took me almost 2.5 hours, give or take, by Carolyn Pignett, and it's called Shooter. This is about 5 students who are at school and they get locked in a boys' bathroom during an active shooter, what they think is a drill, but is actually a real thing. And out of the 5 students, we have Noah, who's autistic. We have Alice, his sister, who is an introverted writer. She's very nerdy. Then we have Isabel, or Liz, who is the president of the school. She's very popular. Then we have Alexander, or Xander, as he goes by, who's a socially awkward boy who loves carrying around a camera and just taking pictures of a lot of uncomfortable situations of sadness, mostly sadness, and vulnerable situations that people get into. And then we have Hogan, who is a former wrestler, but he got a record and for stealing a bike, and he became like the bad boy of the school. So all 5 of these students are locked in a boys' bathroom. Then we realize that one of the students in this whole clique knows the shooter who's doing this and knows their plan, but hasn't said anything yet. This is told through all 5 of their point of views. Some of it's through a journal entry, and we find out who knows the killer and why they're doing it. Not even killer, shooter, and why they're doing it. Others is told through text messages, like Isabel is texting one of her friends, Britt, and Britt is in the administration office because of the lockdown. So she's overhearing things that are going on with the police and the principal, and she's conveying it to Liz. And then we have Noah, who again is autistic, and his point of view of like what he's supposed to do, his routine, and how he's functioning. It's just like a lot of rambles, really. And then that's it, like, or real life in book form, talking, just in different points of views. So this book was okay. Again, I read it in almost 2.5 hours, so I would give this a 4. I think I would give it a 4. It wasn't horrible. It was interesting to point of views. It got really like crazy towards the end. It was like almost at a Hollywood montage of like what they're gonna do, but it's a book, so yeah, a 3. Next book. So this video is gonna be very long. So I decided, executive decision, Lauren time, I'm going to do a 2-part video for months that I know I'm going to be reading a lot. And to better help me and you. You guys don't like long videos, and I don't like editing long videos. So this is the end of my mid-September reading wrap up. And then I'm guessing I'm going to start tomorrow on my end of September wrap up. Wow. Well, I can't wait to see you guys at the end of September. And I will see you guys later in my next video. Stick around. Try some other videos out. My book reviews are good. But anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!